What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. Welcome to my Week 7 Waiver Wire Pickups video. As I was doing my research for this video, I noticed a lot of huge disappointing performances for the past week, Week 6. You know, I usually try to keep it at 3 fantasy woes, but this week, there's a lot. Let's go through the top fantasy woes from this past week. Wentz, Wilson, Roethlisberger, and Rodgers were 4 major fantasy football disappointments for Week 6. A lot of people started them. I'm not including Ryan Fitzpatrick in this list because we already know he was a big disappointment and most people didn't start him unless they absolutely had to. I thought the Steelers were going to kick butt, put up a ton of points in Miami, and they did not. Those were 4 QB disappointments. I have 4 wide receiver disappointments. We got T.Y. Hilton, Allen Robinson. Both those guys should have had good games, but they only put up 3 receptions for 49 yards each. Both of them did the exact same stat line, which is basically nothing. Also, Antonio Brown and Sammy Coates. Brown was disappointing and Coates put up a goose egg. Wow, that's a lot of Steelers so far on this list. And my final fantasy woe goes to Delanie Walker. We all thought Marcus Mariota would have a decent game. He actually had a very good game. But when he has a very good game, you expect his number 1 target, Delanie Walker, to do good, right? But no, it didn't really happen. Disappointing game for Walker. And you could even put the entire Jets offense and just about everyone on the Steelers on this list too. Enough of the disappointments, enough of the negativity. Let's get into the good stuff. Before I get into my waivers, real quick, if you guys won a prize on any of my contests, whether it be a couch promo pack, if it was your first time playing, or you won the NFL jersey, make sure to contact me because I'll be giving those prizes out. So I need to know your information. I need to know your full name, the name you used to sign up. It has to be the same name, and your shipping address. You can contact me on Twitter or Instagram at FantasyCouch, or email me fantasycouch.com/contact. Fill out the form, sends me an email. These are my waiver wire pickups for Week 7. Keep in mind the Panthers and Cowboys are on bye. That means Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Cam Newton, Kelvin Benjamin, Greg Olsen, all those guys are on bye. It's just 2 teams on bye for Week 7. I have a lot of names at quarterback. Of course, it's a deep position, and having an elite quarterback is pretty important, but I still have a lot of names that may be able to help you out. We have Andy Dalton, who's going to be seeing a huge boost, should have a decent game against the Browns, and be seeing a huge boost when and if Eifert finally returns back. Jameis Winston, probably the most volatile up and down QB. I like this guy in GPPs in daily fantasy football. Make sure he's not on waivers. He's definitely worth a pickup as a QB2 at least. Blake Bortles, he's been such a disappointment the past couple weeks. I was really high on him, and I think this is going to be his last shot. I'm giving you one more shot, Bortles, and if you can't do it against the Raiders in what should be an extremely high-scoring game, maybe a top 2, top 3 as far as point totals go against the Raiders, and that's a home game, Blake Bortles, man, you got to do something, man. This is your last week to prove that you're not a fantasy bust. I believe in you a little bit. Alex Smith against the Saints. I told you guys last week, looking at the weather and stuff, I changed my mind about Alex Smith a little bit. I thought he would do good, but his upside was really limited in a game where they should have been running, and they did run in Oakland. That's how they won that game. Now, in the Saints, this is a different story. I expect them to run the ball a lot, the Chiefs, that is, have a lot of success on the ground. But at the same time, Alex Smith could be slinging it against a horrible defense. This Saints defense is on a path to be historically bad, guys. So Alex Smith makes for a great pickup and a great spot start this week at QB. I like Kirk Cousins going against the Lions. If Jordan Reed is back, that gives this offense a boost, especially the passing offense a boost. Marcus Mariota, this guy's turned out to be a real fantasy quarterback, guys. He's got great matchups. He's going against the Colts at home, the Jaguars at home, then playing in San Diego, Green Bay at home, then going to Indianapolis, then going to Chicago. Just excellent schedule. Couldn't really ask for much more out of Mariota than that. Eli Manning, I think he's going to be a good pickup if the Rams defense is still injured, that defensive line is banged up. Defense isn't that great overall, but that D-line can cause a lot of problems with Donald and Quinn, so keep tabs on the Rams' injuries on the defensive side. We also have Hoyer playing in Green Bay, not too high on him, but hey, he's out there. Tyrod Taylor, Colin Kaepernick, Joe Flacco, Tony Romo on a bye, but hey, who knows? He may be starting here in a week or two. Sam Bradford, and in super deep leagues, Trevor Siemian has a very favorable schedule. For running backs, Jay Ajayi is at the top of my list. I really like Matt Asiata, really like Jaquiz Rogers. I like Devontae Booker, Chris Ivory, and Knile Davis, only if Lacy and Starks is out. I believe Starks is expected to miss a few weeks, 4 weeks, I think. So keep tabs on their injuries. Knile Davis, not a great running back, but he could excel once he learns the offense. And if he's a starter, if Lacy and Starks is out, hey, that's a must pick up in all leagues if those two guys are out. DeAndre Washington, this is a true running back by committee in Oakland here, but you got to mention him. Derrick Henry is basically a must handcuff at this point for DeMarco Murray owners. DeMarco Murray could get you in the playoffs, maybe even the Super Bowl, and if that guy goes down, just think about your hopes for playoffs and for Super Bowl maybe diminishing if that guy were to go down. I think Henry could come in and put up at least 70 to 90% of DeMarco Murray's production. At least I'm hoping. I think he is a great handcuff. So DeMarco Murray owners, look to add Derrick Henry if you have room on your bench. Chris Thompson's okay in PPR. Dion Lewis talked about him before as a good stash. And Robert Turbin in deep leagues. For wide receivers, these three guys need to be owned in every league. Cameron Meredith, Michael Thomas of the Saints, and Golden Tate, a guy that's so frustrating, but I don't know. I guess you got to pick him up. You pick him up or you drop him. Then he has a good game. He has a good game when you bench him. I don't know what's up with that. It's really tough. I just played a guy who started Golden Tate and bench Pryor. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't have done that. In that league, Golden Tate got a couple more fantasy points. He got 30 and Pryor got 28. I wouldn't have done that. I pretty much would start Pryor every week. But hey, man, he did. He must have known something. Good matchup, but still, you really don't know what's up with this guy. You really don't know what's up with the Lions' offense, actually. It's going to be really up and down. Even Stafford, I'm not too sold on him. I mean, I like him, but I don't know if he's going to be producing like he did the first 6 weeks. And other guys to look at, Kendall Wright, he could be the #1 wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans. He definitely was in week 6. Ty Montgomery, a great pickup if Cobb and Adams are out or they're banged up. I see this guy being involved in the offense, definitely, but keep tabs on Cobb and Adams. His value, Montgomery's value is going to skyrocket if those guys were out, even at least one of them. Pierre Garçon is great if Jordan Reed is out. Kenny Britt is now worth a pickup. Kenny Britt is now worth it considering. We got Robert Woods. I like him more in PPR leagues and less in non-PPR leagues. He's not going to get a lot of touchdowns, even though he snuck one on the 49ers. Not a great team right there. Not a great defense at all. Mohamed Sanu, Adam Humphries, Tyler Boyd. I see him making a little bit of improvements. He's better in PPR games, has good matchups. And in super deep leagues, if you want to take a flyer, we got Torrey Smith and Chester Rogers. Might be a look at if Dorsett and Moncrief are out. For tight ends, Hunter Henry's becoming pretty much a must pickup in 12-man leagues and definitely worth consideration in 10-man leagues. Gates is old and he's hurt. Hunter Henry, this guy, he looks excellent. I watch him play and he looks really good. Cameron Brate, don't sleep on this guy, in deeper leagues especially. Jack Doyle, excellent pickup if Dwayne Allen is hurt or injured. And Dwayne Allen, if you guys remember, he's always pretty banged up. So Jack Doyle, not a bad add as a tight end too. Also, Ladarius Green might be coming back, might not be, I don't know. But I have to throw him on this list because once Big Ben is out, once Big Ben comes back from injury and Ladarius Green is healthy, some things can happen. That could be some an explosive stack right there, Big Ben and Ladarius Green. Vernon Davis makes this list again if Jordan Reed is out. Charles Clay, I really like him. He's had 5 receptions last week and the week before and the week before. So he's been having really good success, been really consistent. but he does have an ankle injury, which downgrades him on my waiver rankings. Also, Eric Ebron, really good tight end this year, but pretty banged up. Keep tabs on him. And in super deep leagues, look at CJ I don't know. I can't say. I know how to pronounce it. I just can't say it right now. Fedorowski, whatever. Close enough. So look for him on the Texans, only in super deep leagues. You need a defense to stream this week. I got them ranked for you. Number 1, Patriots D. Number 2, Bengals D. Then we got the Packers, Eagles, and what should be a low-scoring game against the Vikings. A home game for the Eagles, that is. This is slated to be one of the lowest scoring games, possibly even the lowest scoring game for week 7. Ravens defense going against the Jets. Jets, wow, that team, wow, what a disappointing, horrible team. You got Geno Smith taking snaps out there. Giants going against the Rams. Rams going against the Giants. And the Titans. Like I said before, keep tabs on the injuries to the Rams defense. So that's going to have tremendous value. You know, is Quinn playing? You know, is the guys on defense playing? Keep tabs on their injuries. Titans, I liked them as a stream last week. I streamed them. They did okay, but not too bad this week against the Colts. The Colts have some injuries, and the Titans D has been overall playing pretty well. It's usually low-scoring games, or at least close-scoring games for the Titans. And in deeper leagues, there's more flyers. We got the Chiefs going against the Saints. It's a home game for the Chiefs, which makes Breeze just a good quarterback, not a crazy great quarterback. He's not as good in away games, Drew Brees that is. And a super flyer, just to throw it out there, the Raiders going against Jacksonville. With Blake Bortles' struggle, I really don't have a lot of faith in him. So I want to put the Raiders out there as just a high-risk flyer pickup stream this week at the defense position. Have a lot of kickers this week. I really like Bryant, Lambeau, McManus, Brown, Crosby, Hopkins, Carpenter. And after then it drops a little bit, we also have Prater, Santos, Aguaye, who's a huge risk and has been really inaccurate in the NFL, regular and preseason. Nugent, he's okay in the regular season. Janikowski, Myers, and Phil Dawson. Those last few names are only in super deep leagues though. And those are all my waiver wire pickups for week 7. Make sure you guys listen to the podcast. You can go right here or just go fantasycouch.com/couchcast. It's in the link below as well if you want to just go there. Check out the podcast. New podcast episode every early Wednesday morning. For those of you who are night owls like me, may be able to tune in late Tuesday nights. We record at late Tuesday nights and we're on the West Coast over here. Also, make sure you like and comment on the video. Whether you're leaving a YouTube comment or hitting me up on Instagram or Twitter, make sure you use hashtag AskTheBrain so I know you're a true Fantasy Couch fan. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. I want to give you guys, our YouTube viewers, a heads up. I will be having a contest on Instagram only. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Fantasy Couch. I'll see you guys on the new video.